Chat made me watch it reviews. Chat made me watch this reviews. What are we talking about today? We're completing the request of watching 3 horrible movies. We will now talk about Death Note 2017 from Netflix. Full disclosure, I'm about to speak some heresy to some people. This is heretical behavior, but I've been an anime fan for decades. So I feel comfortable saying this, knowing that if you don't like what I'm saying, tough nuggies. I'm not a fan of the Death Note anime. I think it is overrated. I don't like its characters. I don't like its story. I don't like anything about it. I've seen it twice. It's been a long time. I watched it on its original run, and then I watched it on a repeat after, just for shits and giggles, to see if maybe I missed something. Long time ago, but I have watched it. Not my cup of tea. That being said, this movie is a disgrace to Death Note. It's a complete and total disaster because it isn't Death Note. Just like Dragon Ball Evolution wasn't Dragon Ball, this isn't Death Note. Right away, they break all the fundamental foundational rules and they change how everything is mixed up, how everything works, and it's all wrong. It's all completely wrong. First of all, giant mistake having this take place in Seattle. Why did you lift it out of Japan? Why did you do this? You could get away with Dragon Ball being in nameless places because Dragon Ball takes place on a wildly different Earth than ours. Wildly different. But taking Death Note out of Japan doesn't work. At the same time, Light Turner is not remotely Light Yagami. Light Turner, they try to make him an actual hero in this, where he wants to do good. Actual Light Yagami, is a son of a bitch from moment one in actual Death Note. That he has no redeeming qualities. He is evil and amoral and will do things to suit himself. He doesn't do anything for anybody else. This Light and the Misa replacement of Mia they are weak. Now Mia is a horrible person. This Light Turner they paint as a guy who just got too ahead of himself with the power given to him by the Death Note. Other problem is also, while I did some double checking because I had to. It was again 20 years since I really watched this. They got most of the Death Note rules correct. The rules how to use the book. But what they did get wrong, they got the whole concept and the lore of how the Death Note works in general. In the original anime, Ryuk accidentally drops the Death Note and Light picks it up. And per the rules, then Light is the owner. And Ryuk has essentially zero power. He's along for the ride and kept tame by apples, essentially. And he's there for commentary. But Ryuk has no power. In this one, Willem Dafoe's Ryuk, and that's the only thing I like in this movie is Willem Dafoe. Willem Dafoe always gives it his all. He gives it his all. That was great. Hearing him was great, but that's about it. That's the only redeeming thing in this movie. Willem Dafoe is the only redeeming thing in this movie. But Willem Dafoe's Ryuk in this one, he gives the books to people. He gives the Death Note to people who he thinks will go on fun killing sprees, essentially. And he still has power to manipulate and kill in the name of the Death Note. And there is no logical rhyme or reason for that. You've taken away the relationship of Light and Ryuk and replaced it, trying to make Ryuk an antagonist when in fact he's really just an observer. He's the one kind of observing this story and essentially telling it to us in the anime, because you could kind of make the arguments through his eyes because he's the one following around. So making Ryuk an antagonist in this, giant mistake. the way they have them going about killing people is just ridiculous because as I said, it flies in the face of actual Light's motivations to be this, have the control. For Light Yagami, it's all about control, this and that. The whole father aspect is retarded cops. L is terrible. First of all, race swap, black dude. And here's the thing. We know the rules of Death Note, got to know the face and the name, got to be able to picture it. Foundational rule. In the anime, nobody knows this, so nobody covers their face. Why is Black L covering his face for most of the movie? It doesn't make any sense why his face is covered. I don't understand that. And of course, his performance is very annoying. Everybody's performances are terrible. The writing is dog shit. The performance is dog shit. But he's so jumpy. Whenever he tries to mimic anime L with the way he sits like that, it just doesn't work. He just looks dumb, and it looks really stupid when he hops on something with his knees up near his face. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work, and they don't pull off a guy who doesn't sleep. I mean, that's the difference. In anime, you can pull off this hollow-eyed, skinny dude who doesn't sleep and keeps his identity a secret and all this stuff. You pull it off anime. You don't pull it off here. And especially then his attitude. Think about L versus Light for the first half of original Death Note. It was a literal chess game. It was a mind game. It's not about the physical aspect. The moment this L in this movie makes it physical, all over. You're not even trying anymore with that. It's just it was unbelievable. You don't believe you're watching this story. And then and the way it all breaks down, the hunt for Kira and all that kind of stuff, and making it a worldwide thing, it dilutes. It dilutes the localized threat that the anime presented. And then, of course, the relationship between Light and Mia is pathetic and sad. It's just, there's no... One thing can be said, there are times I can see where people might be watching the anime. You're sort of rooting for Light in that way. Sometimes you'll root for a villain. You don't root for either of these people in this movie because they're morons and idiot, and Mia is a horrible person. She wanted him to kill his dad. And her whole belief of just believing everything on the internet, if somebody says this person's bad, we should kill them. It's so cliched and boring. There's no nuance. She's just evil bitch. And he's just manipulated. And for a while, he's manipulated by the pussy. Pussy. I mean, yeah, Anime Light is trying to eliminate crime, but it's also about control with him. It's also about control. It eventually becomes about control and power hungry and a power game. At least that's what I remember when I watched it. Again, you gotta cut me a little slack. It has been a long time, and because I don't really like it, a lot of it doesn't stick with me. And because of the way they do Mia, you don't get a good version of Misa with her Death Note and her Shinigami, and they by truncating this and cramming it and changing it, you remove a lot of the things that made it interesting. You have no fake rules. You have no competition. You have no there's no je ne sais quoi to it. Original Death Note did have a certain je ne sais quoi, which keeps people captivated and coming back to it. This has none of it. So this movie, and of course, then the ambiguous ending that L wins by finding a page of the Death Note and writing Light's name in it, maybe, and Ryuk going, "You humans amuse me," and then Light is in bed telling his dad, admitting everything to his dad. It's all. I mean, this Light is not smart through most of the movie. It's only in his final moments with the whole trying to avoid death by Mia that he shows intelligence. The rest of the time, he's an idiot. And he's a wuss. He's a crybaby almost. There's nothing engaging about this guy. So this movie's a disaster. And it's just as Dragon Ball Evolution was disrespectful to Dragon Ball, this is disrespectful to Death Note. Whether you love it or not, the actual Death Note does have a story and a narrative with character progression and character growth and character relationships, and that I may not like it. I may think that after Light beats L, when N comes in, I think the show loses a lot of its power. After that, I think runner-up N to beat Light, I think it's not as good. But this movie doesn't even grasp the mental battle, the game of chess that Light and L were having. It doesn't even come close to it. And that, I will say, the first part of anime Death Note is interesting in the fact that watching them try to outsmart each other and Light racing to try and find out who L is so he can take him off the board before he figures out who Light is, that Light is Kira. So this movie's a disaster. I can see why it's hated by so many people, especially people who like Death Note. And it just shows to Goya 99% of the time, these live action anime adaptations, they're dog shit. It's really hard to find. I can name maybe one or two that sort of work, but most of them are dog shit. This one and Dragon Ball Evolution prove it. Okay. Stay tuned for whatever chat makes me watch next. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.